Shalom. I want to start off by saying Kal Halal Yamla, Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Ba'asham, Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us the truth and who rule well. Peace and citations unto the Akim that is spread around the four corners of the earth, spreading this word in sincerity and in truth. I'm the brother Quatazab Sayan, coming back through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai with another lesson, with another prayer, and Lord willing, this video is edifying. Gone. So in these last days that we're living in, there's one very important thing that you shouldn't forget, besides keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, besides making your videos, besides reading the scriptures. All these things are beneficial. But one of the most important things is this. This is also what Apostle Paul preached fervently in his epistles. This 1 Peter 4 verse 8. This is 1 Peter 4 verse 8. And above all things, have fervent charity among yourselves, for charity shall cover the multitude of sins. So it doesn't matter how much works you have. It doesn't matter how much wisdom you got and how much knowledge you have, how much you can break down the scriptures. If you don't have charity, then you're not going to make it, because nobody can keep the laws perfect. By doing the laws, you are showing that you have faith, but you sometimes unknowingly sin. And how do you blot those sins out? It's just written right here. By being charitable, and above all things have fervent charity, meaning be on fire for that, for doing charitable things among yourselves, not among these heathens, but among yourselves, among the brotherhood, not among Israelites, among the brotherhood, because we are the church of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai. We are the church of Yahushai. We are the body of Yahushai. You see? So you see how Yahushai, he ministered unto the disciples by washing their feet. That's how the ones that are higher up, they are ministering unto the lower ones. The apostles are ministering unto us day by day. The elders are ministering unto us day by day. And we should also minister to ourselves, to the brotherhood. Do what you can to help the brotherhood. For charity shall cover the multitude of sins. So it looks like it's very, egocentric of you to do. But it's beneficial for the whole body. It's beneficial for your salvation, because work out your salvation with fear and trembling. Fear and trembling for Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, but with charity also for the brotherhood. You see? So let's go into that word. Charity. This is the word charity. Late Old English, benevolence for the poor. And who are the poor? We are the poor. We need that benevolence from each other. Also, Christian love in its highest manifestation. From Old French, charité, Christian, charity, mercy, compassion. What's compassion? Compassion is love. Alms. So that word alms reminds me of this scripture. Let's go to the book of Tobit 12 verse 9. This is Tobit 12 verse 9. For alms that delivered from death. How does it deliver from death? Because sin equals death. From sin comes death. Read it again. For alms that deliver from death, and shall purge away all sin. God, that's the main reason that you want to do it. You want to purge away all sins, by showing mercy and forgiving and being charitable unto the brotherhood, because the brotherhood is the body, is the embodiment of Yahweh. Don't forget that. Where 2 and 3 are gathered in my name, there am I in the midst thereof. When we are gathered together, Yahweh is there in the spirit. Those that exercise alms and righteousness shall be filled with life. But they that sin are enemies to their own life. You see? If you sin, then you're an enemy of your own life, because then you're going to eat pork and shrimp and die of illness and sickness. If you're going to go for somebody else's wife, then you see you're enemy of your own life, because you don't love your life. You're going to be, that man is going to find you and he's going to put you to death. He's going to kill you, because jealousy of a man is raging, he's going to kill you. So those that exercise alms and righteousness shall be filled with life. That's beautiful, man. You see? So that's what was triggered in my mind after reading alms. That charity goes into alms, and alms goes into let's look it up. Alms goes into money or food given to poor people. The second one says charity, hands out, bounty, benefaction, subsidy, offering, contribution, endowment, favor, largesse. So offering and handouts. You see, if you have something that you don't use, instead of selling it, you can give it to a brother. You shouldn't give them things that you yourself need, but if you have certain things, even if you have things that you do need, give him half of it. You see? So the thing is, charity shall deliver from death. So let's go further, reading on. Compassion, charitable foundation, from Latin, charitatem, costliness, esteem, affection, from carus, dear, valued. You see, so it goes into dear and valued, something that's dear to you. From phai, caro, from root ka, is to like or to desire. Reading on. In the Vulgate, the Latin word often is used as translation of Greek ahhabah, which is love. You see, and let me skip down to this. The Vulgate also sometimes translated ahhabah by Latin delictio, noun of action, from diligere, to esteem highly, to love. And that's the point that I wanted to make, because charity goes into an act of love. So let's go into that. Let's go to Matthew 22, verse 38. This is Matthew 22, verse 38. This is the first and great commandment, and the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. So let me read it again. This is the first and great commandment, and the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thyself, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. You see? So what I just read, that word charity goes into love, And who were our neighbors? Our fellow Israelites, our fellow brotherhood, our brothers, which is the brotherhood that we have now is the embodiment of the spiritual Israel, So we should love one another as you love yourself. And it says, on these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. So fear the Most High, because that's the first one. So like that's love the Most High. Let me read it again. Let me read from the top for the clarification. This is Matthew 22, verse 37. Yahushua said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy power with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto it, Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. And these two commandments have all the law and the prophets. Wow, that's heavy, man. Because the first one tells you to love the Most High, and the second one basically tells you to love Yahushua, because Yahushua is the embodiment of the brotherhood. Come. So let's go to Matthew 25. Let me start at verse 31. Let me read through 40. This is Matthew 25, verse 31. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goat. Gone. So when the Most High sends his son, Yahushua, he's going to separate the sheep from the goat, which the sheep are the ones that he wants, and the goats are the ones that are in league with the enemy, you know. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on his left. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, Come, ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was an hungered, and ye gave me meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me in. Naked, and ye clothed me. I was sick, and ye visited me. I was in prison, and ye came unto me. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee hungered, and fed thee, or thirsty, and gave thee drink? When saw we thee a stranger, and took thee in, or naked, and clothed thee? Or when saw we thee sick, or in prison, and came unto thee? And the king said, and the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, in as much as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me. You see? So the brotherhood, that is if you do something to the brotherhood, then you do it to Yahushua himself. You see, so if you love the brotherhood, that shows Yahushua that you love him. That shows the love that you have for Yahushua. You see? So if you defraud the brotherhood, then you don't only defraud the brotherhood, but then you defraud Yahushua. You see? Then you can love Yahweh, but if you don't show your love for Yahushua through the brotherhood, then, you know, it's in the hands of the Most High. You will have mercy upon who will have mercy. But these are the two commandments. All of these things, all the laws hang upon these two commandments. Love the Most High and love Yahushua. And then comes the law and the prophets. It's beautiful, man. You can also read the book of 1 Corinthians 13 to understand what charity actually goes into, to read more about charity. You see? Let me just pick one verse out, but you can read the rest for yourself. This 1 Corinthians 13, verse 8. Charity never faileth, but whether charity never faileth, but whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away. You see? So prophecies, they will cease. They shall fail. Sometimes when you say something, it doesn't come immediately. You know, whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Come. When you speak in tongues, when you speak in your native language, if you speak, after a while it will cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away. Knowledge, if it's not written down, if it's not written in a book, if it's not written in stones, it's gonna wither away. You know, but charity is not gonna fail. So that's just one verse I just picked out. But for a better understanding, you can read the rest. So let me go to the prayer. I went into 1 Timothy 1 and 5, and I translated that to the Lashon HaKodesh. Salakia for that, because I noticed that I didn't put the PALEO Hebrew behind this prayer. So I fixed that real quick. So this is a very important prayer to go into asking for charity, to be more charitable. So you can pray for this. Ask for the Most High to give you the spirit of charity. You see, because that's very important in this thing of ours, and it's very more important because we are now living in the last days, and you see that the curtains are going down on Esau, and the kingdom of Yahweh is being ushered in. Come. So this is the scripture that I translated. This is 1 Timothy 1 verse 5. Now the end of the commandment is charity out of a pure heart, and of a good conscience, and of faith unfeigned. So this is basically a short verse, a short prayer, but you can start it off with what I written down here. You know, Babaqasha, 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 Nathanlaya, ahhabah. If you go into that word Nathanlaya, Nathan is to give, La is to, and Yah is me. So Nathanlaya, ahhabah, which is charity and love. So I'm going to read further. This is the part that I translated. And it says, Kaya-thakalyath, matazawath, Hayah, ahhabah, Tahawar, badaith, Naqayah, ahmawan, Laah-tazabawaih, 𝐀𐤊𐤄𤁄. Council, let me read again. Kaya-thakalyath. Kaya is because, and thakalyath, as it says here, it is the end. But if you really go into that word, the end of a thing is the purpose of a thing. So because the purpose, matazawath, is is the, and matazawath is commandment. So because the purpose of the commandment, let me read further, Hayah is to be, ahhabah, charity or love, Ba is in, Lab is heart, and Tahawar is pure. So let me read it again. Because the purpose of the commandment is to be charitable in a pure heart. Wa is and. Badaith is conscience. Naqayah is good. Ahmawan, and in faith. Laah is not, and 𝐷𝑒𝑖𝑛𝑒d is feigned. So if you go into that word feigned, it says pretended, not pretended. You see, it's insincere. So it shouldn't be faith that is pretended. You see, so that goes deep. So let me read again the whole translation. Because the end or the purpose of the commandment is to be charitable with a pure heart and a conscience and a good conscience and in faith that is not insincere, that is faith that is pretended. You see, so you can pretend to have faith, but if you don't be charitable, which is the end, which is the purpose of the commandment, then your faith is in vain, unfeigned. You see, it's just an act. Gone. Yeah, man. So, Lord willing, this video is edifying, and I want to say, Kal halal yamla, Yahweh, Basham, Yahushai, Basham, 𝐀𝐻𝐿𝐻𝐿. Shalom, Akim.